This week in the shop, we have a really special project for a great local client of ours. We got these stunning maple slabs in from wood vendors on the West Coast. Really a great place we've gotten a lot of special slabs from in the past. So the first step here, we are making a book match. That means ripping off one live edge off each slab and matching them together. You can see us marking out for that other cut so that each side is looking like a mirror when it's unfolded in its final form. So here we got to make a big joint. We got 3 people out for this to safely do it on our long bed joiner. You can tell this is a big slab. Really takes all of us to move it around properly. Once we're happy with our jointed edge, we mark out for some dominoes, drill for them, lay down a good bead of TB3, pop the dominoes in, and clamp it together. Really important to keep the surface flat here so we don't get any sort of raise in the middle, and that's why we use all the dominoes to kind of help it stay flat over a long period of time. Scraping off the excess glue, letting it dry overnight, and straight to bow ties in the morning. Now this piece needed a ton of bow ties. I think we did over 100 bow ties on this, some maple and some which we thought was a really cool idea by our client, to actually do them in an exotic wood. In this case, we use babinga. Only comes out of one country in the world, West Africa. It's a stunning wood, super exotic, really, really cool color to it. I think it's gonna leave for some very, very interesting contrast at the end. Here we have Rick cutting out a whole bunch of bow ties. You can see us laying them all out, marking each number, not just for which one it goes, which mortise it goes in, but also which orientation within the mortise it goes in. At one point, we had 4 people cutting bow ties on this thing. I think we were doing bow ties for the better part of a week and a half just on this table. But that's what it takes to secure all the cracks that we have here and making sure that they don't open up over time and that the table that our client gets is going to last them, not just through their lifetime, but hopefully beyond. And here we are about to hammer them all in. Holy smokes, that took a few of us to hammer them all in. Now we're sanding everything flat. We're working the edges with our big grinder, really sculpting them all in. In some areas with some slabs, they are a little too crude of outside edges to really be usable as tables, so we re-sculpt them, get them a little more usable so your buddy next to you isn't sitting 2 feet behind you. And once we're happy with the rough cut of the edges, we run it through the wide belt, sand everything flat from the bow ties to any imperfections from the glue joint, trim it to final size here, and start the sanding process. Really important to keep the sander flat through this whole process. That allows for an even finish along the surface, and especially when you've got different density woods, you want to make sure you're sanding the surface really evenly. That babinga's a lot harder than the maple around it, so you have to be very courteous for this process. Now on to the fun stuff, putting the oil on. Watch how those babinga inlays pop, the resin inlays, fill in the gaps, really came out nicely. And then of course the maple just shines, almost has a bird's eye effect to it in the maple. It's just really, really stunning, super premium grain on this. And with the Rubio monocoat laying down, I mean, just wow, super stunning. We let it sit for a week and we apply our ceramic coating on top. and you end up with this high satin, stunning, stunning, stunning finish. Now onto the base. This client elected for a solid acrylic base, a really different way to approach the tables that we've done in the past. I thought it was a really great idea. It almost gives the effect like the table's floating in the end. You'll see it at the final shots here. Some satisfying peel back of all the paper off the acrylic and reveal the true clear, super high grade, no yellowing, museum quality acrylic. Really nice stuff. Wow. Just floating in thin air, and once it's in its final home, just perfect.